Alright, so you guys are right where Aelwick had told you to go. You're at the House of Penda, and you walk up to the door, and a seedy-looking gentleman opens the door, and he says, "Yes, may I help you?"
Is this Penda?
Yes. May I ask what this is about, and who are you? I've never seen you before.
I am the merciful daughter of Ira, mother of light and the great healer of the outstretched hands, sower of peace, the walker of roads, seer of sights, and actually very curious if you know of a guy named Otto Edmundsson.
Oh, I do know Otto Edmundsson. He and I are sort of in business together. Yes. Why do you ask? And great introduction there, because your bugle players behind you were playing the bugles as you were introducing yourself to me.
Oh, are they still there? I stopped paying them a week ago.
Well, please come in. And he kind of looks around and sees that there's 5 of you out there, and a horse that's taking a shit out on his grass. And, well, a mule, I'm sorry. And he says, please come in and have a seat, and I will go into the kitchen and get you a drink of hot broth. So come on in. And he escorts you guys in. And you guys would know that, you know, especially in the area of the Freelands, it is common courtesy to be invited in and have a cup of hot broth. Of course, because everything is so cold in Hellfrost. Well, not yet, but it is common courtesy.
I enter without hesitation.
Wow. And you can smell it as he opens up the door to the kitchen. And a couple minutes go by, and he comes out with 6 cups of broth, and then a cup of water for everyone as well. And he hands them out, and he says, so what is this business that you're inquiring about? Otto isn't here right now, but I have equal stake in the business. And do you need flour or something?
Well, we don't need flour exactly, but we did want to question you about Mr. Edmundsson's tactics.
Tactics? Well, I've been with him for the last couple of weeks or so. We've been going around the areas here, the Freeland, and we've been bringing all of our grain stores from around the area to our sheds here inside of Dalsetter. We're just getting everything ready for the winter.
Now, do you know if Mr. Otto is associated with any guilds?
Any
or cults?
guilds?
Or anything like that? Any strange associations that you might be aware of?
Not that I know of. Is Otto in some kind of trouble or something like that? And why don't you guys everybody give me a notice check. And if you don't have notice, just do an unskilled check in the tower for me. Everybody has their 3 bennies as well. Oh wow, look at the explosions already off of the bat. Holy cow.
Looks like 20 people rolled.
I know, I like that. It's on the bottom right hand side, that little castle tower. Can you turn up your output a little bit, Godfrey? You're really, really, really quiet.
Yeah, gotcha.
I don't know if it's just me, but he is super, super, super quiet.
I got the maxed out and I can't hear him.
Yeah, I have him too.
Godfrey's wondering about something over there. Please say here.
So, Jot, you notice that on the wall you see the mark. Yacht. You see the mark of his business, which is the apple tree with the wheat sheaf. You can see that it's kind of on in a couple of frames on the wall. So it definitely looks like you're in the right place. That is for sure.
This a little better?
Yes.
Much better. It can go up a little bit more too if you want.
Indeed.
So my friends, what brings you here to my humble abode? What brings you to Dalsetter? I don't know if I'm sorry if Otto's in some kind of trouble with all of you, but I know of no other organizations that I mean, he's just a part owner in our wheat business that we have.
Well, Dave, without going into a whole spiel, I do tell him of the story that we encountered at Dunross, and of the coincidence that his flower was removed just hours before the rat's attack.
Oh. Well, I don't know what to say. Well, actually, we removed our flower store from Dunross. I mean, there's no reason to pay warehouse cost. You know, I have spare sheds here, so you know, we thought that moving the flower was purely a business decision, and yeah, it's been like this ever since my great grandfather started the business many years ago.
So your flower stores are here now?
Yes, we have a massive flower storage shed here just right down the block.
Any reason they would be kept in Dunross? At any reason?
Because like I said, it was a business decision. They charge us by the week for rent there, so there was no reason for us to keep it there. So that's why Otto and myself, we brought it back here to Dalsetter. That's what we usually do. Not usually this early every year, but we do usually bring it to Dalsetter every year, and you know, right before winter. But we were a couple months early this year. But you said that Dunross was attacked by rats?
It's overrun with them. Many people are dead.
Wow.
The town is uninhabitable.
What are you talking about? That I've got no word of that. That's trifling news.
It seems they've sent out messengers, but they were either killed by rats or orc tribes.
Wow, is you say it's the rats that are attacking with the orcs, and are the orcs leading them in, or this is just I'm dumbfounded to hear this.
We don't have any evidence of that so far. Only that the rats are attacking. And of course, you were the only lead that we had to pursue. We just want to find out how to stop the rats before they come here.
Why would I be a lead?
Because you're the only connection that we could find of having your grains removed just hours before the rats. Of course, that doesn't mean you're guilty, but it is the only lead that we had.
Why don't you give me a notice roll, Mercy? Very nice. Now, you know that you can sense that he's kind of hiding something, but this talk about the rats, he actually seems genuinely surprised about the rats. And as you're grilling him a little bit more, he just kind of has his mouth open, and he says, in Eostra's name, I really hope that this is some kind of sick joke, and maybe Otto is in on this, but I cannot believe the village has just been wiped out by rats. It's not possible. I can't believe that you think that I had something to do with this. How could I? I've been here the entire time, and I'm not a Pied Piper. How can I control all of these rats? And I'm not a wizard. I don't have any kind of magic. I'm just a simple farmer that grows wheat. And
easy,
then
easy fellow.
Yeah. Well, put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if you were to come and, you know, have a seat in your own home, invite strangers in, and then all of a sudden they're persecuting you for something that, and then he kind of just stops, and then he says, no, no, no. And then he kind of puts his hands over his eyes and he goes, no, no, this can't be. And then he says, oh, may Yustra, I hope she is so merciful upon me. And then he says, oh, he never mentioned that this would happen. He told me that it would be an accident. This has to be some kind of coincidence. It has to be a mistake.
What are you talking about?
Who's he?
Why don't you guys give me you guys don't have to, if I need something in the tower, I'll ask for it, but why don't you guys go ahead and just drop it all out in the wide open. But everybody go ahead and give me an intimidation or persuasion roll as you guys are asking him who this is and etc. Wow, Godfrey, nice aces. Persuasion. How are you persuading him there, Godfrey?
I guess I'm kind of persuading him because I'm very interested in like the magic. He said he wasn't a magic user, but he kind of, I don't know, kind of sounded like there might be another magic user with him.
I'm okay. I'll tell you what happened. A man approached me about 2 weeks ago. It was just a little over a 10 day ago, and this man, I don't know his name, but he told me that he could increase my profits or maybe even make me famous. And he told me that all I had to do was move my flower from Dunross as soon as possible. And then he said he was going to arrange just a simple accident and have all the other flour in Dunross ruined. And then he said that my stock would possibly make me a small fortune. But he didn't say anything about an entire swarm of rats just engulfing all of Dunross. He never said anything like that. And look, I know greed got the better of me here. You know, but I have enough flour in my sheds just down the block. I can feed the villages and I can take care of all of the settlements around. I'll do that. But I swear on all the names of all of the benevolent gods, and especially Yostra, that I never knew that this was going to happen. And then he kind of breaks down and kind of sobs a little bit, has his hands down into his hands, with his hands on his knees as he's sitting down.
I go over to him and comfort him and ask him to just tell us everything that you know about this guy.
I just told you. I don't even know the man's name. He just told me that he was going to make me famous. And now,
where did you meet him?
I just met him here. I met him. He was inquiring about all of the storage in Dunross, and he knows that Dunross has a mill, and he wanted me to meet him on the outskirts of town, and I did. And I didn't know who he was. I didn't know if I was going to get mugged by bandits or what. But he told me that I could be rich. And I mean, the last couple of winters, you know, it hasn't really been that cold, and there's really been no need for all of the flour, so the processing has been down. And he said this year he's going to change all of that, and he said he was going to make me rich. So that's, hey. You know, when I see bags of gold, yes, I was, yes. He didn't have anything with him. Otto wasn't with me.
What did he look like?
He was a tall, dark-haired looking man. And he was on horseback, and he rode off to the north. He kind of rode off to the northeast. Yes, he definitely. Oh yeah, it definitely was. Yeah, I wouldn't do any business with an orc. I would be blackballed here in the Freelands for doing any kind of business with the orcs, but I would do business with Engros or the Hearth Elves or something. Yeah, I do business with them.
There are other races besides humans and orcs. I just want to make sure he was human. Okay.
Yeah.
May you honestly preserve your soul, for the crime committed against Easter has been great.
Yeah, but there was no one supposed to get hurt. Has any? You said people have been hurt in Dunross? Oh, this is not good.
It's more than hurt.
Most of the town was wiped out.
Oh my gosh! All I know is the man was tall. He was really skinny, and he had a very nicely trimmed dark beard, and he did have buck teeth, much like your dungeon master does. but that's all. And like I said, after our meeting, I saw him right off to the northeast, and he was going through the small rolling foothills of the jagged peaks. He wasn't even traveling on the road. But I mean, if you want to check out my flower, and if Dunross is in need, I'll have some of my employees take some flour back down to Dunross if they've got survivors or wherever the survivors are. I want to make this right. This is not supposed to be like this. I don't. This wasn't supposed to happen. Oh man, here's
my suggestion. Keep your profits. And use those profits to help out with this situation. Help out to Dunross. And help fortify Dulcetter. Because these rats could come here too. It's not far away.
I will do that. I can take you to my storage shed near here. If you want to check out my flower, I mean, I have no problem with that. I can lead you there. It's just
you guys
right
want
down
to take a look at it?
Right down the block.
Yeah, might as well. Did the human have a lot of supplies with him when he left?
No, he was just on horseback. And he didn't have anyone with him. I did not have anyone with me. And like I said, he just took off to the low rolling hills of the jagged peaks.
It sounds like he may be based out there then. He wouldn't be too far from shelter or home.
Well, there's no homes out there.
Do you know of anything in that direction he might have been heading towards?
He goes over to, he gets up and he goes over to like a small little work desk, and he pulls out a map and unrolls it on the counter there in front of you guys at the little small table. And he says, the only thing that's out here is an old ruined temple. And it's not even really a temple. It's like an old ruined mage tower. That's the only place that I know that could possibly, be a place where he could stay. But he did have on his, I did notice, now that I think about it, he did have a bedroll and a couple of traveling packs on a steed also. So maybe he has some kind of encampment out that way, or maybe in another direction. I mean, he could have just been going that way to, just in case something like that would happen, like something like this would happen. There'd be some information that would be misinformed, and maybe he was traveling another way. I don't know, but I seen him going to the northeast.
Okay, well, show us your stores.
Okay. So he walks everybody down the about, I'd say, maybe about a block and a half. And he's just talking about, how he will make this right. And as you guys get to the flower shed, we'll go ahead and give you guys a map. It's actually a pretty big storage facility. It's got two large doors. One on the northern wall and one on the eastern wall. And he's got a couple of carts here. He's got some other boxes of like sacks and stuff like that, and some tools that are inside. He opens up the gate. He's got a key to the, he's got a key ring. He opens up the lock, and he's with you guys as well. It's this gentleman right here. Right here, Penda. And he comes over to the door here and unlocks it. And then he walks over to the north, and then he unlocks the store as well. And he says, all of my business's flowers in here. This is, like I said, this is where Otto and myself, this is where we keep all of our storage.
Oh, please do us the honors.
Will, who do you want this perk to go to, Will? So he comes up here to the north door, and he pulls the lever up, and he kind of drifts it to the side. And when he goes to open the door, it looks like the door is stuck. And he's like, wow, this is the door is stuck or something. And it just seems like it's super hard, and he's trying to push the door open, and he throws his shoulder into it a couple of times, and the door is barely budging. It's got a little bit of give in it.
Can I tell if he's faking this?
It doesn't look like he is. No, because he's actually throwing his shoulder into it. So it looks like, wow, something's blocking the door, it looks like.
I can give him a hand.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Do we notice any ruins or any symbols on the walls or doors or anything?
Not on visual sight, no. You don't see anything.
Okay.
Nothing like that, no.
Just a wooden door?
Yeah, it's a double wooden door. It's about 15 feet wide. And also,
like a strength check, Dave?
Yeah, just 1 second. Now, Dragonbait, he bought a perk for Godfrey. So he bought you a perk called a Boost from the Heavens. So you'll be able to have a raise on one of your attacks. So
sweet, thanks,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So basically on your first attack, you'll get a raise, and then you'll just go right to damage from there. So, but Dragonbait got you that. So as for assisting on rolls, cooperative rolls, if you want to help, you're going to have to do a successful check. So if you want it to help, you would do like a strength check, and whoever's going to be the main person opening the door. And how cooperative rolls work is you can have up to 4 people assist for a maximum of a +4 bonus. And the person, and once you guys all do your checks, and if you're successful on your check, each successful check will give the main person that's doing the roll up to a +4 bonus. So it's pretty cool how cooperative rolls work in Savage Worlds. But stuff like, if you're not proficient in like boating or something like that, then you can't do a cooperative roll if you don't have the skill. But something like this, strength-based, everybody can help. So you just have to hit a DC 4, and then whoever helps, if you're successful, every success gives a +1 to the person doing the main roll. So, as you get up to the door, Fargus, Penda, he will go ahead and try to assist you. He says, "Oh, it looks like you could probably move the door a little bit better than I could. So here, let me help you." So he is going to go ahead and do a strength check, and he is not successful. So you're going to be on your own. And if anybody else wants to help, up to 4 people can help, besides the person doing the main roll. So.
My apologies, but that door looks really disgusting and grimy, and I'm afraid that it would stain or otherwise rip my clothing that I'm wearing right now. And I don't want to risk that. I hope you all can understand.
Well, my lady, I assure you, this facility is only several years old. I don't think that you're going to get too dirty. I apologize. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
Yes,
I was just merely asking
for
help. I apologize. So why don't you go ahead and Yacht, go ahead and give me a strength check. All right, so that'll be a +1 on the roll for Fargus. Anybody else assisting? Godfrey? Anyone?
I can try to assist. I'm not sure I'll be much help.
Penda will back out of the way for you and say, "Oh, I'll step aside for you, sir." And then you would just go ahead and drop a strength roll into the chat. And then once we get that result, then we will move forward with the main roll. And you would just pick up on your skills tab, the second tab down, just go to the strength die and just pick it up and drop it right into the chat box. All right. So as everybody starts to push, why don't you go ahead and add a +1 in your modifier box, Fargus, and then you can do your strength roll. And that's how cooperative rolls work in Savage Worlds. Pretty cool.
Okay, and just to play into Matilda's germophobia, I'll make sure to spit into my hands and rub it in before I open the door.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, nice roll, nice acing as well. So yeah, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say Godfrey kind of flexes a little bit.
Nice. So as you start to push this door open, you can see that there has been quite a few bags of flour that has been put behind the door to basically barricade it. So as you open the door, this is pretty much what you see. Right.
The suspense.
I should probably do this.
So that's what you see. You see a ceiling about 16 to 20 feet high. You see lots of crates, lots of bags. And you see that everything is kind of stacked to where everything is nice and neat and organized. Well, somewhat. Except for the almost dozen bags of flour, so where you're at, you kind of, couple of the sacks of flour break, and then Penda says, I did not put those bags of flour there. I did not put those there. Something's not right here.
Do we hear anything? From the inside, right?
Yeah, there's no way that I could have done that. So go ahead and give me a notice check if you're listening inside. Wow, you guys are acing big time tonight. So basically everyone but Matilda. Matilda's too worried about getting dirty, I think, and she's just trying to look good the entire time. But you guys, as you guys get those bags of flour kind of pushed out of the way, you could hear something kind of scurrying around in between the crates and whatnot. You can hear some scurrying over to the left. You can hear some scurrying deeper inside. You can also hear some scurrying over to the right-hand side.
Sounds like the rats might have made their way down here.
Hearing the rats, I'll take my axe out.
Wait, what? Rats? Who said rats?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. That's what Penda's saying.
Penda, come back, please.
Thank you, Dragon.
Yacht's gonna ready his spear.
Okay. So what say you, adventurers? Are you going inside, or are you going to hang out at the door all day?
I'm waiting for the open sign.
the open for business neon sign just kicked on.
All right, I'll move in now.
All right. So as you move in a little bit more, both Fargus and Yacht, you can see that this opens up a little bit more. Lots of boxes and lots of crates. You can see that on the back wall there's a a door. And to your left-hand side, Fargus, all of a sudden, a rat appears, a giant rat, and is starting to scurry towards you. To the north, another one runs from around the crate.
What the heck?
That's uncalled for.
Over to your right, giant rat comes out. Let's go ahead and let's do initiative. And let's draw some cards, shall we? Ooh, look at that. Joker's Wild, everybody. Joker's Wild.
Share the combat track, please.
Yeah. Joker's Wild. Look at that. Everybody gets a Benny. So everybody's up to 4 Bennies. Mercy, you get to go first. So does Joker's Wild, does that give the DM a Benny as well? That would be awesome if it did.
No, it doesn't, of course.
I love it. That would be awesome if it did, though, right?
Normally I wouldn't do anything at this point, but considering I'm feeling bold and courageous for some reason, must be in the cards for me today.
Yeah.
I'm going to step to here and attempt to blind these rats with holy light.
You're breaking up there.
Until you're transmitting.
Yeah, you're transmitting. Sounds like a broken robot. All right. So let's see what goes on with your roll. Oh, very nice. Successful.
So they have to roll a vigor check of 12 or higher, or be shaken.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. All right, so let's get a couple of rolls on these rats. Spirit checks. Rat on the left fails. It's shaken. And that would be rat number 3, it looks like. The rat straight ahead. Rat number 5. Spirit check. That was successful. Giant rat number 2. That is going to be another spirit check. And it was successful. So the rat on the left was shaken.
But they have to roll a 12 or higher.
Oh, it's just not a
roll.
Oh, okay, it's an opposed roll. Okay, then they would all be shaken then. All right, so are we going to do movement like 5e where you can move and...
Yeah, so that's what we decided.
Okay.
Because it's free action, you can do it whenever. So you don't exceed your pace.
Yep, I'm fine with
Unless
that.
you want to change that, that's cool.
No, we can
Whatever.
We can do that. No,
Okay.
we can do that. I just didn't hear a lot of input about it last time when we brought it up. So, but yeah, all three
we
of
weren't
them
sure
are shaken.
But we checked and found out it's just free action.
Yeah, you get movement. So, all right. So let's see. We've got 3 rats shaken. Very nice. And we'll pass it on to the giant rat. Let's do a spirit check to see if I can get rid of this shaken. It's not. So I will go ahead and do nothing. I'm going to save my bennies. Godfrey, you're up now with a king of clubs.
Alrighty. See if I can not light this warehouse on fire.
Yeah, there is as you start to cast, Penda says, be careful because this stuff is highly flammable.
Interesting. The flower is?
It is.
Flower dust, yeah.
Yeah, the flower dust, yeah. Yep, and there is quite a bit as everything starts to get shaken up and stuff, so... actually, the rat was I'll do the rat after this. He actually had a successful check. Forgot it was automated. Would have been giant rat.
Curse these rats and these other vermin. They are an affront to Easter.
All right, Godfrey, what say you?
I'm going to go ahead and probably pass my action, because if I use confusion, doesn't that just shake him too?
I believe it's the same thing as what.
Yeah, that's what
Mercy did.
Yeah, I just tell everyone I'm not going to risk blowing everybody up.
Okay. Do you want to hold an action in case something comes towards you? Then you can attack it with a held action, or like with your dagger or something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Looks like the rats are. I'm going to go ahead and go with 2 rats now. So the first rat's going to run up to Fargus, and I'm going to go ahead and attack with the rat here. All right. So the first rat, it misses. The second rat that was straight ahead, it runs at you as well, Fargus, and attacks. And it misses. So next.
Oh, Dave, FYI, you rolled spirit. It was a vigor check on this rat. But, for next time.
It's just automatically rolled anyway. So,
oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
that's weird.
It's automatic. Yeah. It rolled a spirit check because it's shaken. So spirit is shaken and vigor are for wounds. All right. So now, all of a sudden behind you, both Matilda and Mercy, this door smashes open behind you, and an orc comes out. And this orc is using a bow. And it lowers the bow and it shoots it at Matilda. And just as you turn around, the arrow whiffs by and sticks into the wall of the storage facility. And then you can actually see inside of this place a little bit now that the door's open. Okay, Fargus, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to swing at number 3.
Yeah, a 9. That's a hit with a raise. Wow. 17 damage. Wow. Yeah, you basically cut that rat in half. That thing is dead. Big time. Very nice. Blood splatter on the map. Love it.
And what's for dinner later?
The rat. Fricassee rat. Anything else for you?
No, I'll stay right there.
All right, so another giant rat comes from around the corner. Runs up and attacks Yacht.
Before you do that, Dave, because I just remembered to have it, I'm going to use my first strike edge.
Okay.
It allows me to attack before they do, and if I hit, it stops their action.
Okay, let me take a look at first strike. All right, so once per turn, the hero, if not shaken, gets a free fighting attack against a single foe who moves adjacent to him. That's nice. This automatically interrupts the opponent's action and does not cost the hero his action if he is on hold. Okay, yeah. So there you go, yeah. So that would happen right here.
That's some Battlemaster shit.
Yeah, that's nice stuff right there. So go ahead and do first strike. All right, so it's a hit. Very nice. You actually do a wound to it, and you kill the rat. You incapacitate it as it tries to run by, and you cut it in half, basically. Very nice job. Fargus, the killing machine. All right, so Penda. Penda's going to help. Penda is actually going to turn around, and he is going to run. He's going to run towards that orc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Penda yells, "Eostra, give me the power to correct these wrongs." And he takes his knife, and he had his knife drawn out already, and he attacks. And you can tell, Mercy and Matilda, that this guy is not a fighter at all.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, I shout out, "Penda, no!"
He says, "It's okay, my lady. I've made this mess, and I'm going to clean it up." So another orc comes out from the storage shed.
Oh my god.
And he basically bypasses Penda, and he stops right here. He has his bow already drawn, and he's going to take a shot. 1 to 2, it'll be at Matilda. 3, 4 will be at Mercy. It's going to be at Mercy. So he points the bow at you and lets go of the arrow, and an arrow hits the wall of the storage facility right beside you. Boing!
Thank God it was a ranged attack, or else it would have hit me.
Ah, I know. Yacht, what say you, Yacht? You can hear more scurrying as well coming over from your right-hand side.
I'm gonna step up and attack the one that's shaken.
Okay, so as you go around the corner, you can see that there is another rat behind this one. And he's right there. And go ahead and attack, Yacht.
How big are these rats?
They're about the size of a small dog or so.
Small what?
Wow. Can I get some more damage? Wow. 17. So you just basically disintegrate this rat. You guys are rolling really good tonight. What's up with that?
No, he hits that rat so hard he knocks the bones into the other rat and kills it.
I told you, we're a dwarven bash brothers.
Just about. Nice shot, Yacht. Anything else for you?
Nah, I think that's it.
All right. So this other rat's going to move up and attack you. It's going to bite. Uh-oh. I hit. I didn't get a raise, but I still hit. So let's do some bite damage. So you're basically unharmed. You got such a great toughness that you've mitigated all of the damage as the rat jumps up and bites into your arm plate and just rattles his head back and forth, and it doesn't even pierce your armor. All right, Lady Matilda, what say you? What square do you want to be in, to the top or to the bottom of that line? You want to be here or there?
Yeah, the top one's fine.
Okay, there you go. Got a couple of orcs behind you, a couple of rats in front of you.
With elven life, I deftly grab a flesh ripper arrow from my quiver and line the orc up with my squinted vision. I'll teach him what it means to try to kill us better.
It's better.
You may fire when ready.
So I threw the dice here. Didn't see it.
Yeah, if you're using a flesh ripper arrow, I believe there you go. You shoot with a 4, and let's go ahead and drop that on the orc that you're attacking. All right, so 4 is going to be a hit regardless on the orc warrior. So why don't you go ahead and take your damage. Now you're using a flesh ripper arrow. So let's see, what is that? +1 to damage on? on +2 damage. So in your modifier box in the lower left-hand corner, put a 2 in there, and then go ahead and take your bow damage and then drop it onto the orc on the map. And it will automatically add that +2 damage for the Flesh Ripper arrow. And it's on the combat tab, 3rd tab down. You just put a 2 in the modifier box, and you'll take the 2d6 there on the right hand side where the bow attack is, and then drop it onto the orc. You see it?
Okay, I didn't see the modifier. I'm just gonna drop the dice on the orc.
Okay, take in the modifier, the little blue bulb down there. It looks like a little mini fish tank with some seaweed in it. You'll write 2 in there. That's a plus modifier. And then on your character sheet, on the combat tab, 3rd tab down on the right, you'll pick up the 2d6 that are right beside the bow, and the second one down. Pick that up and drop it down right on top of the orc that you're attacking on the map. All right, perfect. Wow, very nice. You do 2 wounds to the orc, and your arrow pretty much kills it in 1 shot. So there you go. Very nice. All right. There's a pool of blood on the map, and you can take any movement that you want to. And then we'll go to Penda, and Penda's going to go ahead and try to knife this guy. Whoa, look at that.
No,
well,
Penda, no.
Let's see if I can actually hit this guy first, which I shouldn't have attacked him. I should have did the damage to him first, but I picked up the wrong thing. So I'm going to attack with a... Oh, and I miss, so I don't get to do that damage. That would have been a hell of a hit for Penda, though, huh? 22 damage? Wow. All right, so Matilda... What is... Matilda's up. It's round 2 now. Because remember, in Savage Worlds, initiative is drawn every single round.
Okay, I'm going to launch an arrow at the other one.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Yep. Give me a -2 because you've got Penda in the way. All right. Actually, that will, with the... We'll go ahead and next time we'll get the modifier in there first. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Are you using another Flesh Ripper arrow? All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Another kill for Matilda. The orc is incapacitated as Penda's just standing there in utter shock. Go ahead and take any movement. Yacht, you're up.
And I'll attack with my spear again.
All right, that's a miss on the rat. All right. Vargas, you're up.
All right, I'll attack the one right in front of me.
That's a miss. The rat that's on Yacht climbs up on you, bites, misses horribly. The rat that is on you, Vargas, tries to jump on you and bite you as well. That is a miss. All right, Godfrey, you're up now.
All right, I'm going to try to, I guess, move up here and cast Confusion.
All right, so there you go. Those 2 are shaken. And would you like to do anything else? Take any movements or anything like that?
I'll just move back out to here, actually.
Okay. All right, Mercy, what would you like to do? You got the 2 orcs dead behind you now.
How's Penda looking?
Penda looks good. Penda hasn't even taken a hit. I mean, he hasn't hit anything either, but he hasn't taken any damage or anything. But he looks good. He looks a little shaken.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about them. So I turn and look at my teammates. How do they look?
They look good. It doesn't seem like anybody's.
Bloody or anything.
No. Nobody looks like they've taken any damage.
Right. I tried to encourage Penda to move up or closer to me, and then that's it.
Okay. He says, "Okay, I'm on my way, my lady." All right. So the new round, Godfrey, you're up now.
All right.
Gotta find out what the heck happened with that confusion spell. It should.
I'm going to heck with it. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna try to hit rat number 5 with my little mace here.
Okay. Yeah, it's saying that confusion is a seasoned level spell too. It's definitely not seasoned, so we're gonna have to get that changed for you, Godfrey. All right, so Godfrey swings his mace. And he misses.
Yep.
All right, Fargus, what say you?
Bring the axe down on rat number 5.
Okay. That's a hit. That's stun. Okay, so confusion is different. Okay, so it looks like you've caused a wound to the rat with a total of 10 damage. And it is incapacitated. Another blood splatter appears. You can go ahead and take movement if you want to. You can squeeze by far. Yeah, you can squeeze by Yacht. All right, Yacht, what say you? This is a Hellfrost, Taz. What's up?
I'm going to try to make another rat kebab.
All right. You hit with a raise, so you get an extra d6 with your damage. Really nice. All right. Takes 11. It's wounded, and it's incapacitated. So there you go. Everybody was unscathed, and you've got 5 dead rats and a couple of dead orcs. And then here is the rest of the flower storage facility as well, as you guys kind of look around. Lots of boxes, lots of crates, lots of sacks.
Can I search the orcs for any like notes or anything? Or anything in interest at all?
Sure. Yeah, you guys find a total of 10 gold shields, so everybody can go ahead and add 2 gold shields to your character sheet. In fact, I can go ahead and do that for you. I'll open up the party sheet.
I'd like to try to retrieve my arrows.
Yep, you can retrieve half of them. That's what I usually do. Arrows, you usually get back half of what you use. All right.
I'm going to take out my knife and cut off the tails of the rats I killed, so I'm trying to get to the Rat Catchers Guild.
Nice. That's right, they said they were taking applications. Yeah, you guys are going to have to add the 10 gold. The party sheet works totally different in... I guess let me try it. Yeah. Works totally... No, actually, I think what I'm going to need to do is add you guys to the party sheet. So let me get you guys added. It should work now, so... Let's see, I think I got... Is it GS? Let's see. Here we go. Ugh. Come on. Yeah, you guys are going to have to add it. It doesn't... I've tried before. This one doesn't... This party sheet doesn't want to work. All right, so you got a couple gold shields apiece, and as you're giving the once over,